Practical Anarchy, A Guide to Self-Determination, Dickie Dredd. Chapter 7, The Trap of Party Politics. Section 56, Introduction, Why Party Politics Feels Necessary but is a Trap. For most people, politics begins and ends with parties. From school lessons to election night broadcasts, we're taught that casting a vote and backing a party is the essence of democracy. Parties are framed as the vehicle through which ordinary people can steer the state, making their voices heard and their needs addressed. To step outside this frame is often seen as reckless or naive. What else could doing politics mean if not supporting a party? Yet the trap lies in plain sight. Parties present themselves as the route to change, but in practice they function as managers of dissent. Anger at inequality, corruption or repression is not allowed to break free, but is channeled into safe rituals, manifestos, elections, parliamentary debates. As Graeber put it, politics under representative systems often means allowing us to imagine we are governing ourselves, while in fact reproducing relations of domination. The function of the party is not to dismantle hierarchy, but to regulate it. Just as we saw earlier, how banks discipline wealth under the guise of credit, and earlier sections describe money as a system of control, so too parties discipline discontent under the guise of representation. The mechanism worked through faith. Chapter 6, we saw how religion requires trust in God. In Chapter 5, how markets demand faith in the invisible hand. Party politics adds its own variation, faith in leaders. The ballot box promises redemption through delegation, but just as the altar promised salvation through obedience. The form is secular, the function is not. Earlier sections describe religion as a psychological state. Party politics is its political counterpart. This critique is not new. In Chapter 2 we traced how early anarchists like Proudhon and Bakunin warned that universal suffrage was less a triumph of freedom than a sophisticated mechanism for legitimising authority. Bakunin dismissed parliamentary systems as a sham democracy, while Proudhon argued that representation alienates people from their own power. The illusion that representation equals liberation is what we unpicked earlier, and it is what underpins modern party politics to this day. The challenge then is not simply corruption, nor the wrong party in power. The deeper issue is structural. The entire system of party politics is designed to divide, pacify and legitimise authority. This chapter begins by exploring why the illusion of choice persists, why sacrifice has been mythologised into an obligation to vote, and why belonging to a party feels so reassuring. Only then can we ask the bigger question. Why do so many people cling to leaders when history shows us that liberation requires doing away with them altogether? Section 57, The Illusion of Choice, left, right, same system. At election time, party politics appears as a battlefield of competing visions. Rhetoric is heated, manifestos promise radical breaks, and the media frames the contest as decisive for the nation's future. Yet beneath the noise lies a remarkable consensus. Major parties rarely challenge the foundations of capitalism, the authority of the state, or the global economic power. Earlier we demonstrated how the state and capitalism are intertwined. Party politics serves as the public theatre that conceals this unity. UK and US examples. In the UK, the contrast between Labour and Conservative governments is often exaggerated. Policies may differ in tone or emphasis, but both traditions have overseen privatisation, the policing of protest, and a commitment to the global financial system centred on the City of London. In the US, Democrats and Republicans trade accusations of extremism, yet both safeguard property rights, corporate interests, and the dominance of finance. Cross-reference here to earlier sections where we saw how money functions as a system of control, a system neither party dares to dismantle. Managed dissent. The illusion of choice is functional. By presenting two or more parties fundamentally opposed, the system channels public anger into safe containers. Voters believe they are striking blows for justice or stability. Whichever side wins, the underlying structures remain intact. As Graeber observed, representative systems often reproduce relations of domination, while allowing people to feel that they govern themselves. This is less about genuine alternatives than about managing dissent. Why this matters for anarchists? For anarchists, the implication is clear. Elections and party shifts do not offer liberation. They reproduce hierarchy under the guise of competition. Just as earlier sections showed that wage slavery survives under the illusion of a free job market, so two-party politics survives under the illusion of free choice. Recognising this trap is the first step towards reclaiming politics as collective self-organisation rather than passive representation.